Hey y'all, it's your girl You Are Worthy coming to you live in full effect. So, as promised, it's your first episode. So, let's talk about it. Talk about it. We are going to talk about, what should I give y'all? Let's talk about, the long-term booty call. So, I'm going to take y'all way back. Well, this was when I first joined the military. I thought I was big, I was bad, had my first heartache, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm ghetto. I'm eating my pineapples. I ain't really ate none today. But met this guy, so I called myself, talking trash, sad. I ain't want no relationship. Now that I think about it, your girl always ain't really wanted a relationship. That's sad. Yeah. We're going to have to unpack that in the upcoming weeks, but we'll get back to that later. So, anyway, talking about this with the guy, we would talk trash to each other, this, that, and the third, but so in the military, you ain't supposed to be fraternizing. So I'm the only real female that worked this shift. Talking about only real, but I'm the only female that worked the shift. So we used to talk trash to each other, and everybody used to call me their little sister. But a little flirting going around. So me and him, we used to try to hide it. And we used to sneak around a lot. And one time we sneak around, we did, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? So your boy get a little carried away. And once he get a little carried away with the explosion, he takes my lip and bites it. When he bites my lip, he draws blood. The boy gonna go to work the next day and tells everybody in the kitchen, how? What happened to your lip? What happened to your lip? Tell everybody what happened to your lip. So everybody in the kitchen like, yo, how? What happened to your lip? Who hit my little sister? Who hit my little sister? We about to mount up. Hey, we gotta go do something to somebody. We going down to the birth and we gonna do something to somebody. I'm like, so I'm sitting here now, coming from Baltimore. Y'all know how we do. Be more careful. You know what I'm saying? I can't let them think I'm a punk. I'm like, man, ain't nobody do nothing to me. Y'all got me. Stop. I ain't let nobody do nothing to me. So he over here adding one. She must have let that dude hit her. Woo. I'm like, ain't nobody do nothing to me. Woo. I'm mad. Listen, I'm 17, fresh in the Navy. I'm lying. I had just turned 18. So I'm like, man, whatever. So I get mad. Now, first of all, our deal was we wasn't supposed to tell nobody nothing. I said, can't say that word. I don't want them to ban me, but y'all know what I called them, the N. I say, you know what happened to my lip. You want me to tell them what happened to my lip? You know what happened. Boy, this dude took off so fast. So I'm going to tell y'all the funniest part about it all. Now, this chapter in the book is the long-term booty call, but situationship, right? I'm going to tell y'all, I dealt with this dude for about, on and off, maybe about, from 17 until, I want to say 21, 22, right before I got married, right? Literally right before I got married, right? I met my husband and we literally only dated for like 2.5 months and we got married. I He was the last person I dealt with before I got married. I'm telling y'all all my tea. This don't make no daggone sense. Ooh. If this gonna be a judgment zone, y'all can just go ahead and log off. Well, actually, I don't even care who y'all judging. But anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all the funniest thing about the whole situation. Dealing with this guy, we never, ever really talked about relationships. We talked about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never divulged his situation as far as like having a significant other, or me, of course, I was only 17. Of course, I'm not going to say people weren't married at 17, but I was fresh out of high school. He knew I wasn't married, but I assumed he wasn't married if he was messing around with me. Naive, green, whatever. I remember us pulling into a country and finding out he was married because, it was a little situation where, the wife had, random pockets, you know what I'm saying? But I just remember feeling like so messed up, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm over here messing with this man and he got a whole, situation at home, you know what I mean? And when it came out, it was like, that's not how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a arrangement, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And I remember, like, as I look back over the situation now, I can see how green I was to believe that that's how things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, to think that people say something is one way and that's exactly how it is, right? But it's crazy because dealing with that situation, that's probably the only situation where I actually called things on my own terms. You know what I'm saying? And I actually had a lot of power in that situation. Like, I dealt with that person when I wanted to deal with that person, right? I felt powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I called when I wanted to call. I dealt when I wanted to deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pulled when I wanted to pull. Pull up. You know what I'm saying? And, excuse me. Don't judge me. But I pulled up when I wanted to pull up. But the situation, it was like, for years, we would go months and months and months and months without talking to each other, right? I said we dealt with each other for years. In between those time frames, I had, maybe one relationship where, I had one relationship, which was a year. I'm going to tell you some funny stuff. That one relationship that I was in 1 year, I had not talked to this individual not one time. But my guy ends up cheating on me. Listen to this. He ends up cheating on me. When he ends up cheating on me, he's actually living with me at the time in my apartment. I actually had ended up, crashing my car. So my car was in a shop. And my homegirl was letting me use her car. And she was using her dude car. So, and we were grinding. We were working 2 jobs. Like, we were in the military and we were working at Food Line at the time. So whenever I would work Food Line, she would let me use her car. She would use her dude car. We was just grinding. You know what I'm saying? And so this one particular night, I had told my dude, like, because he was helping with bills. I was like, look, you can still stay here. You know what I'm saying? But you do you. I'm going to do me. He wasn't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? He still wanted to do me while he do him. Nah, bro, I'm good. You be easy. You do you. I'm going to do me. We can be roommates. You know what I'm saying? You can still lay up in this bed, but you ain't touching nothing, right? The very night that I came up with this arrangement with dude, right? I get an unknown phone call. What's up, punk? I already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's up? What's good? I'm like, pull up. And this was our like code. I'm telling y'all, for 4 years, the weirdest stuff ever. For 4 years, this is what we did. Like for 4 or 5, listen, from the time I was 17 until I got married. I left. We went out to sea. I ended up meeting my ex-husband. Ended up falling head over heels for that dude. And that was history. You know what I'm saying? He was the last person I ended up being with before I went out to sea. And I never called him again after that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I was like hooked on this guy. And that was a long-term booty call situationship. But it's crazy how we allow ourselves to get into these situations where we can be attached to people. We can grow invested in them. And for real, like I'll say in the beginning, when I was younger, you know, maybe when I was 17, I don't even know if it was more of me having an emotional connection to him. I really think I was whipped. He had some good sex. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It was amazing. You know, I ain't have no experience. He was way older than me. I'm just gonna call it what it was. I'm gonna call a spade. And I know how to play some spades. I'm from Baltimore. But I mean, I did care for him a hell of a lot back then. But when I realized what the game was and he was running game, I put him right where he needed to be. I put him right with those clowns, those other cards. You know what I'm saying? I played him where he needed to be played. I put him where he needed to be put. I put him in the deck of cards that needed to be, you know what I'm saying? Needed to be played. I picked him up when I wanted to be picked up, you know what I'm saying? And let it be played. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, all is fair in love and war. All is fair when you know what you're dealing with. And I think in this day and era, we need to be honest with ourselves when we're dating, because if we put everything out there, you never know what someone is comfortable with, right? You never know what someone is willing to accept if you don't put it out there, right? You'd be surprised what someone is willing to accept. You'd be surprised what someone is willing to agree with. You know, let's say, you know, dealing with someone in monogamy, you know, you won't know how someone is feeling about nowadays. Let's go with the simple fact with threesomes. There are a lot more relationships that are willing to experiment with threesomes nowadays. Years and years ago, that was never a conversation that people would have. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people will go out here and cheat instead of having that conversation with their significant other and at least putting it on a table and telling their mate or their significant other that, hey, I'm not happy. I want to experiment, or I want to do something different. We need something spicy. We need something to excite the bedroom. It could be that easy, and it could be just that easy instead of walking out on your loved one or walking out on something that could be so beautiful that you've put the time in or the investment. You know what I'm saying? So why not give it a try? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's going to be our first episode. I know I'm a little late tonight, but it was worth it. It's a little tease. We're going to try this again next week at 5 p.m. sharp. And I'm going to make it a little bit more spicy. I'm going to try not to hold back. But anyway, it's your favorite author. You are worthy. JoJo got the juice. You know what I'm saying? And as always, you may be bruised, but never broken. I'll see you guys next week.